Yeah. Chair now recognizes Mr. Higgins from Louisiana.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Captain Fennell, thank you for your service to our country, sir. In your testimony, you discuss how United States businesses seek economic cooperation and contractual agreement with China, obviously. With your background, have you witnessed or observed exchange of data and intellectual properties that on the surface would be just American businesses doing business with China, but in reality would be, in essence, American businesses providing the People's Republic of China and the Communist Party of China technologies and data that it is using to usurp American dominance in that industry sector. Particularly, have you been concerned about the CCP or the PRC gaining access at any point to ship designs from our United States Navy shipbuilding endeavors? We use shipbuilders that have ties, in some cases, to China. And then the next thing you know, the Chinese appear to be building a craft that we thought the designs were top secret. What are your thoughts on that, sir?
Sir, that's a great question, and it's exactly the concerns that I've had over the last many years. And we can just look at today a couple of examples. The Chinese have just rolled out a number of big deck ships. We call them amphibious ships, some of them are carriers. Right now, the Chinese third aircraft carrier, the Fujian, is at sea doing sea trials, or may be back in port now, but she's in her sea trial process after being keel laid down, and 2 years ago, she's now out at sea doing sea trials. That ship has electromagnetic aircraft launch system. It's a system that we're just experiencing on the USS Gerald Ford. And we've had a decade or more of design and work and development, and now in our fleet, trying to get it ready to be operational in the fleet, and it is now, but it's taken an exceptionally long time and cost us billions of dollars and cost overruns to be able to put the Ford to sea without a lot of problems. China went from having its first two carriers that were ski jump ramps, no catapult launch mechanism or system, just the wind over the deck and go off the ski jump, which what they got from the Russians, a Soviet design on the Kuznetsov class that they got in their first two carriers, the Liaoning and Shandong. They then went from those two carriers to the Fujian with this electromagnetic aircraft launch system. They skipped steam catapults. That's important because I spent 20 years on carriers with steam catapults. American Navy developed over almost 80 years steam catapults. And China, because of
it worked very, very well.
They stole that, and they
new technology. So please speak to the difference. What I'm getting at here is that we should be concerned as a Congress and as a nation with the protection of our intellectual properties, and when we have built-in pathways to exchange sensitive and or even classified technologies, then we should vigorously protect that technology. So it's one thing if China steals technology the old-fashioned way through espionage. It's another if we do not address a built-in means by which China is just absorbing our technological data and our intellectual properties. And in my remaining half a minute, would you address that, including as it perhaps relates to our universities and our research and development laboratories, sir?
Yes, sir. That's exactly the problem. We have around 400,000 Chinese students in the United States today, every year. 400,000. And they are studying in our high-tech STEM arenas, in our advanced universities, learning this technology that's going back and feeding this new PLA across the board. And so we have to be on guard against that. The example of the carriers is just one of hundreds, if not thousands, of areas where we are losing and having our technology
Exactly.
given away by us freely, and that's a crime.
Thank you, sir, for your insightful answer. Mr. Chairman, I yield.
Gentleman yields back. Chair now recognizes Mr. Burchett from Tennessee.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you all for being here. My buddy Tom Malinowski, good seeing you again, brother. My question is, I have a piece of legislation that I'm curious if you all would comment on, and it deals with genetic material